We are live now. I think we are live. Are we live? Can you hear us? Can you see us? Now. I know there was no sound, guys. We knew there was no sound. This time.
It was
We
a
are
test.
live now. I think we are live. Are we live? Can you
It was
hear us?
Yeah.
Can you see
deliberate.
us? Now. All good? Yes, perfect, fantastic. About to start that this Grand Prix deserves. I'm not even going to waste any time. Let's get into it. I'm going to treat this entire. This is the first time since we have. I will just preface this episode by saying this is the first time since the Sidepod started that I have questioned the existence and the rationale of this entire project, because it's just like I cannot believe that I will be giving an hour more of my this week's time, more on top of what was already given to whatever the hell happened this weekend. And I just
Are we questioning the very validity of Formula One as a sport right
bro,
now?
I'm questioning the
What
validity of
are these-
Azerbaijan as a country.
Listen,
right
it
now.
was. Listen, we had 7 years of this, okay? Then we had 1 year of fun in the middle, and now we're back to the same thing again.
Straight away. Yeah.
No.
I honestly, the most dramatic thing about the Grand Prix was the national anthem. Did you guys watch
Oh
the
yes!
national anthem?
Oh my god!
Like, it was insane.
Oh my god! Okay, I don't mean to be like
Yeah.
mean, but I watched the national anthem
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't know anything about Azerbaijan, but I'm willing to bet money that this country is like a semi-dictatorship.
Yeah.
Like in this, and then we looked at it like same government for 30. I like this makes sense.
Okay,
This dude, but the national anthem was very dramatic. What I did catch is that they say Azerbaijan a lot with the greatest
A
of
lot,
respect.
a
They sing
lot.
a lot. All right, like they
A lot.
leave it to absolutely no doubt. What
Which country's
is happening?
national anthem?
Yeah, which country's
Yeah.
national
Fair.
anthem it is. Very, very choral is the word I think I'm gonna go with.
No, and there was one moment where they were all dressed in like this beige first, and then they spun around, and like magic, it became the colors of the Azerbaijan flag.
Yeah.
Only the race had continued with this drama.
So clearly, I didn't miss much if this was the most riveting moment of the
Yeah.
weekend.
I mean, it had its moments, but they were just like moments. There was, there was enough that went on that I could make like a one-page list of things to talk about. But
So Navneet Singh has already super chatted, parachuted in there with the super chat saying, "Let me say this race was kisi ki Azerbaijan, kisi ki jaan snooze fest. Switched to chess world championship and it ruled." Navneet Singh, I'm 100% with you. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I must tell
It
you
was,
guys, yes, you
Yeah, no,
managed
go ahead,
one
go ahead.
page. Azim, you managed one page.
yes,
You
I
sir are a better F1 enthusiast than I, because I'll tell you what.
Wow.
This week I was like, okay, first, if I am to remember at all what happened, I have to watch a highlights video. So I went to the highlights video, okay? Now, I went to the highlights video, and the top comment on the highlights video, which unfortunately caught my eye, like 30 seconds into the video, was, whoever managed to stretch this video into 7 minutes, deserves a medal. Okay. And I
Yeah,
think
there
that
was
sums
not
up the
much
weekend.
that
I think that
happened, yeah.
sums up the weekend. So what I
Yeah.
have decided to do instead is make sure that this podcast stays riveting at all times. I also have a selection of interesting science and geography facts that I will
About
keep
Azerbaijan?
dropping. No, just about the world,
Oh.
because I've decided
About the world.
I
makes
don't
sense.
want to talk about
Oh.
others. So, for example, did you know that the human stomach can dissolve razor blades?
Wow.
Azim Banatwala, what were your thoughts on the
Oh.
Azerbaijan Grand Prix?
Man, I mean, I think we can start with what started out seeming quite exciting was the regulation changes, right? That they did, where we had now 17 different types of qualification, which had its pros and cons. So my problem with
What
it
are your
was
thoughts
Also,
on this-
Azim,
the
wait.
weekend,
Azim,
Huh.
first, please explain this weird qualification, because I would in Malaysia could only watch highlights of everything, and everything was so mishmashed, and I was like, what is
So-
going on here?
So the reason why this new qualification system happened was mainly to solve a British problem, which is, I do say, dear sir, who shall be the pole position? Who shall we write in the annals of F1 as the pole sitter for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix? Because that was their entire thing of, you have qualified as the to start on top of the in first position of the sprint race. But is that pole position, or is the winner of the sprint race pole position? And this was a legitimate problem for British people. They're like, but what is the pole position? So now to fix this, they were like, now there is a qualification for the race.
मैं तो बोलता हूँ ये ऑक्सफोर्ड डिक्शनरी का जात ही ऐसा है, मतलब चीज खराब है, like just number one, मतलब did you guys know that continents shift at the same rate at which human fingernails grow? Please
I was
continue.
watching my
Yes.
fingernails grow for many parts of the race.
But yes, Azim Banatwala, please on that note continue
Yeah.
to explain.
So, but the thing that there were two sides that I had. Number one is that, listen, when you have 3 rookies on the grid, please give them 2 practice sessions here, especially on a street circuit, because they are all just putting it in walls. Like De Vries has put it in wall, Logan Sargent has put it in wall, Piastri has come close to putting it in wall, Gasly has gone and put it in wall. This just in street circuit, don't do this one practice. Like you can't. It is also so damaging for teams, because they're like, listen, we already have cost cap. Now we are also going to have to do as a fake catering and all, just because you have made us put our driver in the wall because he didn't have. So there is that. But I was quite a fan of the qualifying for the sprint, because those were tiny sessions of like 10 minutes, 6 minutes or whatever it was. And just that frantic thing of everybody is on track and everybody is just somehow trying to get a lap in. That 30-minute qualifying was good. I think if you bottled that and kept that, I'll be like, yes, this is nice as a concept. Like maybe we could just have this as the qualifying in general.
It reminded me of like the qualifying that used to be there in the 90s, and the 2000 refueling was a thing, and when they would just keep going around and round and round and round till like the fuel loads came down.
Yeah, and the fact that they were doing it on the medium tires for those first couple of stints allowed them to have that thing of, okay, we're going to do 1 lap, we're going to do a cool down, then we can do a lap again. Because you could see, and peak Charles Leclerc to be like, listen, I have pole position, where is nearest wall? Let me go immediately. Please, why is there no red flag, sir? Why? What do you mean there is no red flag? It was basically Charles Leclerc was on pole, and he did a fantastic job with what he was working with for the entire thing. But Leclerc was on pole and decided to, shall we say, do a Monaco and put the car into the wall. In fairness, he said that, listen, these tires die in 2 laps. So I don't think anybody improved on their second run or any meaningful improvement in that
last session. In that last SQ3 or whatever the new codification of those qualifying sessions are these days.
So I mean, there was that.
I'm a little torn on the sprint format a little bit. Also, because I feel there's a few things that have happened. It looks like it has become harder to overtake. I feel like the performance in the midfield of the cars is so tightly matched that only Red Bull and all, because they have suddenly 40 kilometers an hour faster on the straights or whatever, they're able to do it. But it's already become a little harder to overtake, which means then in the sprint, the sprint is anyway not having an impact on Sunday. So the sprint then is essentially like a spoiler for Sunday. You're okay, I'm going to figure, largely what's happening in the sprint is what's going to happen on Sunday.
Yeah, I was like, why would you not do what you're doing in F2? Just reverse the grid for the sprint. If you're doing it for entertainment, then fucking go all out. Go put Max Verstappen 10th, put fucking Esteban Ocon on pole and see what happens.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think they're missing a trick. And I mean, if you thought Baku was bad, I don't think Miami is going to get any better, because it's really, how they say Hungary is Baku is just Monaco with walls. I think Miami is just Baku with celebrities. It's and a fake swimming pool on the side. There's not much happening over there. DRS. So I have a wild proposal. I was sitting on the flight making notes for this thing. I was like, this DRS situation, I feel DRS right now is ruining Formula 1. In the sense that if you've built a car that has straight line advantage, it's over. It's done. Even your Williams can now be like, listen, we are top of speed trap. We have no grip in any corners, but we will overtake you on straight. So And to take a leaf out of the book of, if you look at the Japanese Super Formula, they have I mean, it's not like DRS, but they have like a limited amount of attacks that you can do in a race. And I feel that, to make a cricket analogy, I think you need to have only limited amounts of DRS that you can use in a race. Like if you are allowed to use it 5 times. Yeah.
I mean, in IndyCar, they have the whole push to pass thing, which
Yeah.
is kind of like a thing or whatever.
Yeah. Because I think DRS was brought in to solve a problem, and now it is sort of kind of the problem.
The problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have become the very thing you swore to destroy.
Yes.
Did you
What are
guys
your
know
thoughts about
that
Saturday?
Papua New Guinea has the most spoken languages of any country in the world at 840 different dialects?
I'm going to add to your trivia.
Yeah.
Do you know that there are 99 islands that make up Langkawi?
Well, there we go.
Wow.
Wow, there we go. There we
Learn
go.
something new every day.
And you guys, this is infotainment at its finest. Only at www.youtube.com/URL. Please hit the like button on that.
But let's move away from the actual racing for a little while and get to some exciting stuff. Guys, what about the Fernando Alonso Taylor Swift rumors? Guys, what's happening here? You all believe it? Because there was David Croft was just on a rampage with his Taylor Swift puns in the commentary. I didn't realize this because I had the Julian Palmer and the other commentary on, but he was just trying to fit in a Taylor Swift song at any point in commentary.
Wow. I
Everywhere he
also
could.
had that commentary on, and now that you are mentioning this, that sounds so insufferable.
It's literally, it's like Alonso sees a blank space and goes for it. These are things that have been said. Alonso looks like he's driving a getaway car.
Oh.
No.
What do we think, though? I mean, I don't
No.
know. I saw
no.
Anne Hathaway.
I think only
bumping
Car
Hathaway
is
into
meeting Danny Rick. Yeah. Danny Rick at the Met Gala. Yeah.
Met Gala. That
Yeah.
was-
You
that
all
was
are
there.
going very like एक लड़का और एक लड़की कभी दोस्त नहीं हो सकते, like you all are really.
No, but he was asked this. He was asked this.
He was asked
Ted
this also.
Kravitz was asking him this in the press conference also. So what's the deal
Because
with you
even
and
Ted
Taylor?
Kravitz knew how boring this was. Like they had to parachute in Taylor Swift rumors.
And Alonso also was like, "Listen, no comment type." So
What
I mean, he's not
about,
denying it.
What about the real F1 masala, guys? George and Max. That's what I'm here for. I've only made this podcast today
Yeah,
to
that
hear
was
your
half of
thoughts on
that was half of the page that I wrote.
Yeah.
But just before
what
we
are your
move
thoughts
to
on
from
that?
George, just before we move to that, I just want to have a again shout out. I mean, Alonso fanboy and all, but can we take a moment to appreciate cool Uncle Fernando who has emerged over this weekend?
Yeah,
In
like
what
who's-
sense?
Oh, you don't know cool Uncle Fernando, who's like,
yeah.
so first of all, he's DRS for Aston Martin not working. So
He's
so
not
cool
working.
Uncle
Basically,
Alonso
yeah.
is like, I'm giving Beta Stroll a little bit of toe.
like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Then in the race, he's got Stroll behind him.
Yeah.
he's literally like he's that cool cool Uncle Fernando is correct because it's literally the analogy is so perfect. He's like, बेटा मुझे पता है पापा नहीं मानेंगे लेकिन मैं तुम्हें ड्राइविंग सिखाऊंगा. और रात के 2 बजे they're sneaking the Maruti out so that he can teach him driving.
So Sherry, basically what's happening is that Alonso and Stroll are behind each other. I mean, the Stroll is behind. Like, you can't be behind each other. That's stupid. But Stroll is behind Alonso, and he's telling the team, saying that, listen, guys, tell Fernando I will not pass, even though I have DRS, I will not pass because we are on the same strategy and we're going to get the cars ahead through strategy.
Yeah.
And then the race engineer has gone to Alonso and he's saying, just here to tell you that Stroll has said that he's not going to try to pass you. And cool Uncle Alonso is like, listen, if he wants to try, let him try now. Like he's saying this on the radio. I mean, he can have a go if he wants, but we're on the same strategy. Then at the end of the race, cool Uncle Fernando has sorted his life out, so he's driving very well and he's in 4th place and all of that. And then he's just casually driving through the castle section and going on the radio saying, tell Lance that brake balance hack that I told you about. Not tell him now, it will make his car go faster. Tell him. So he's doing all this in the race. It was very cool. I actually don't know if that helped because after that change is when Stroll went almost sliding off the track. So it's proper cool Uncle Alonso. I enjoyed that. But yeah, Max versus Russell. What do you guys think, Arjun? What are your thoughts?
Max versus Russell, I think the incident itself was so tame, but the
Yeah.
outcome that it had on
Yeah.
Max's car was fairly significant. I didn't until the race ended and you saw the side pod and everything. Like, oh shit, this is what it caused. But it seemed really tame. It seemed like a
Yeah.
basic racing incident. NBD,
Yeah.
move on with your lives. Like, come on. Like,
So
Yeah.
before the weekend became so boring, I actually thought that for
Yeah.
this week's episode, I would have a giant
Yeah.
gash graphic running in the center of the sidepod. But I then decided that this race only warrants me explaining it,
Oh.
like sort of, and the people can imagine it. And I just refused to make
Yeah.
it. Did you guys also
But
know that
did you-
Alaska is the westernmost and easternmost state of the United States of America
Wow.
simultaneously?
Wow,
Sherry,
that's
yes,
fascinating.
you were saying.
But I'm saying, do you guys think it warranted the reaction it got from Max? Like, I mean, like the post-race video, which obviously
not
we have all
really.
watched multiple
Yeah.
times. I was like a bit much for that.
Yeah. The thing is that it's one of those, lap one incidents where the guy who is on the receiving end of it is always going to be pissed off, and the guy who did it is always going to be like, listen, it's lap one, these things happen.
Lap one.
No,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
the textbook definition of racing incident. But I think we've realized this about Max is that, listen, he's a very bad loser. He does not like to lose at all, even if it means coming second. And like, listen, he passed Russell and it was over like 3 laps later. It was done. So it was,
Yeah.
I mean, in a sense that, yeah, he can say that, okay, Sidepod was not able to attack, was not able to keep up with Perez. And in the larger scheme of things, it's cost him 2 points. It's not like he's like, oh my God, it cost me 25 points. And
But
I
does he
Yeah,
have 2
exactly.
points to lose? Oh my god.
So that's the thing. It's now a case of, I think, Verstappen realizing that, the classic, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Because now that you have it all to lose, and one Russell is sitting in a 4th place car and being like, listen, main dal dega wall mein. It doesn't matter. As somebody in the chat says, it's Max 2020 versus Max 2023.
It's
Yeah.
also Virat versus Gambhir. As, yeah, the whole thing was, and it just sort of, I have to say, it was again one of the more entertaining things over the weekend, just because everything else was so nonsense that I just appreciate. It's nice on some level to know that the pilots of these rocket ships are essentially deep down, when you're in that level of sport and finesse and this thing, the competitive spirit can still touch this well of pettiness, right?
Yeah,
Can tap
always.
into this well of pettiness, because after that whole time, like, Max called him Princess George, and
Yeah.
there was
Oh, God,
all of
yeah.
this, and it's just the whole thing.
Oh
Was
yeah,
just,
I can fully relate from sim racing.
Oh,
because
100%, right?
Yeah,
It's
there
just
was. I
that.
remember there was a guy who I had 2 incidents with, but both times I think lap one only, which was also it was his fault. Like he turned into me, broke my wing. I had to pit and all of that, like proper damage. And
No
now
one is
I have-
asking whose fault it is. No
Exactly.
one. No one. There are 3 people on this thing right
Yeah.
now. No one has asked.
It was an incident. But I have to. That's the thing. That pettiness is there. Where I'm like, no, it was his fault. Okay. Even this is 2 years ago. And then I started calling him Washray, just because I was like, you are washed driver, you are Washray. Just for two
That
months.
said, I did, and this is something that Ginny Weasley in the chat has also said, I did enjoy George just sort of walking off. Like when
Yeah,
Max was being
I
all like
love
this
that.
thing,
I
I
just
really
love
just was
that,
like,
yeah.
Hana, matlab. Like, it was very Hana.
Hey, George
Yeah.
comes out. He comes out with the most British phrases. Wait, I was reading one. Hold on.
I think he said, check your onboard mate or something. and
No.
just walk.
This is in the afterwards. This is like the peak British phrase. He said it's a little bit poor to see how he sort of spat his dummy out.
Ooh.
His dummy out.
Oh, that reminds me of one of the only other interesting that happened this weekend is he says he's the sort of guy that says it's a bit poor. For example, he also said, oh, sugar, when he found out. out of sugar. And I was like, oh, George. Ah, Georgie.
Just proper, yeah. Zone 1 London.
Yeah, Zone 1 London. Crikey.
What a guy, man.
Oh,
But
man.
yeah, I think Max versus Russell, I think it just gave a little bit of flavor to what was a overall very
Plus-
boring situation.
I honestly think this race, though, Checo was genuinely on pace also, I think, faster than Max. Like, I mean, yes, he got lucky during the race with the safety car, but I think he had the number of Max through the race. Like, I mean, he was really
Oh shit.
close before the
Yeah.
what happened. He was really
Uh,
close before the safety car happened, and then um, made it work, and Max could not do anything. Like, I mean, you know, obviously we know Checo is great at street circuits and everything, and obviously Miami being very similar to a street circuit for all practical purposes, we can call it a street circuit.
yeah.
Monaco coming up, it's not difficult to see that like Checo could have an interesting run at these like closer racetracks.
And he's also seeming more confident, I think, now, like in this space, right? Like when he's up ahead, he's seeming much more confident and solid than earlier.
I think that definitely is at a circuit like Baku, which he's like really good at.
Yeah.
I think he's the
Yeah.
only repeat race winner at
Yeah.
Baku, like or something,
Yeah.
right? Like how Charles is the only
Yeah.
repeat qualifier or something. Yeah, so
Yeah, only second person to win. That's correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's very comfortable with the car. I think this year I think he had a bit of a horror show with in Australia, like with his incidents and
Yeah.
going off in practice and
Yeah.
quali and all of that. But
he was like, if it wasn't for Australia, he might have been leading the championship, which is true actually. Like,
yeah. It's
Yeah.
very, very possible that he could have been leading. But yeah, I think the big test is going to be like Miami again. You're right. It is sort of street circuity. It sort of suits his style. And also, I think so Perez, one of his largest strengths always has been managing tires. And now I think particularly with tire degradation being such a big factor, and you could see in the like when Max pit during the race, his tires were done. Like Checo was catching him. Like you could say that
totally.
Max got unlucky with the safety car and all that, but Checo was passing him that lap irrespective. So and it was fairly neutralized in the sense that Max did get his safety car restart to come back within like 2 seconds of Checo, but he managed to like properly hold him off. So I mean, I did say this at the start of the season that I expected to brew into like a proper like Hamilton Rosberg type kind of battle where it's going to get ugly at some point unless one of them drops off massively.
I mean, if the season has to become interesting at any level, I think we must demand Checo to make it ugly.
Yeah,
otherwise,
100%. 100%.
I mean,
everybody knows Marvel only really got good around Civil War. Right? That was when shit really got good, right? And yeah, you're right.
I mean, and that's also, if you recall the 2016 season, like it was all about mind games and like, it was such a big media tussle and everything. And there were some interesting battles on track, but off track was where a lot of the masala was happening. And they, switched their pit garages and things like that, and the mechanics and things. I mean, I think if this season has to be interesting at any level, like we need Checo Perez to, basically get into it, like really be brutal about it. But also potentially, is this Checo's last year doing this?
Yeah. And also, I mean, we have never seen Checo and Max actually go wheel to wheel at any point.
Yeah.
Because Checo has always been that guy who'd be like, chalo, theek hai, jane do. Like, it's okay. But now he's got like we were like 5 races in now, and there's 4 races in. Yeah, it'll be race 5 now.
4 races in,
And I mean, if it's still that close after sort of the next 3 races, you go to it's Miami, and then we have Monaco and
Miami, Imola, Monaco.
Miami, Imola, Monaco, and then Spain. Again, like these are tracks which are, it's not particularly easy to pass on any of these tracks apart from Miami. So I think it's a mix of those easy passing DRS tracks versus the ones where it's just about proper consistent driving. And if you're making a move, you really have to force it. So if they have to go wheel to wheel on those tracks, it's going to be, could get interesting.
Yeah, but there has to be some fucking social media banter. Something has to happen. Like otherwise, because even on track, if they're going to be so well behaved and everything, then
Yeah, but give it time. No, even
yeah.
Hamilton, Rosberg were very well behaved until like only when it went to Austin, it was like then you saw the
Yeah,
caps being
I
thrown
think
and
it
all
No,
needs
that.
it
like a
This is
started with
also
yeah.
Bahrain.
look. The thing is, this is
Huh.
also one of those things where it's not like it's going to go 0 to 100. There's going to be
Yeah.
Yeah.
essentially there's
Flashpoint,
going to
yeah.
be one flashpoint where
Inflection. Yeah,
yeah, and then it's just going to be something else like entirely. Right?
Mm.
Because the important thing that we all have to remember about Formula One is that Africa is the only continent that is in all four hemispheres.
Is
Correct.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
Africa's
we
only
have
continent
four.
that doesn't have a race
There are
in
four
a Formula One.
hemispheres.
Yeah, it's
I
in
believe
all.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
there's
it's
another
in all.
northern.
And
Northern,
it still
southern,
doesn't
western,
have a
eastern.
race. That's
Hemispheres, those are also
Yeah.
Like all four, yeah, those are also hemispheres. All
And they have
hemispheres.
such a great track as well, Kyalami. It's a wonderful racetrack. They used to have F1 there, like in the 90s, if I'm not wrong.
yeah, I think
Yeah, they
way
did.
back, but not like yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Antarctica doesn't have one, too.
I mean,
But
it was.
fair.
I think one other positive to take away from the race is that
What do you mean,
Ferrari.
other?
Yeah, other. What was the first positive from this race?
One positive.
Oh, well, the
takeaway.
Checo one.
No, Max
Okay.
and Checo 1, Max and George
Yeah,
4.
yeah.
Those are two
Yeah.
positives.
Two
guys. Come
positives.
on,
Okay,
next.
fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Fair enough.
I'd
Fair
say-
enough.
I'd
You know,
say
this
Ferrari
entire
for-
conversation, all Sherazad Shroff has heard is that Valtteri Bottas is a great guy. That's
Oh yeah.
all she's heard for the last is that Valtteri Bottas. What a guy.
वो तो बंदा सही है. That's like that's my attitude. But yeah, I mean, what a solid guy, really.
Like,
Wait, what have I missed over here? Did he let
He
Lewis
said
Hamilton go
that
through or
Lewis
something?
is the fastest guy on the grid and clearly the best and stuff, and he has a lot of respect for him.
It's a great episode, by the way, of Beyond the Grid with
Oh, the
Tom
podcast.
Bucks.
was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really
Yeah,
good episode
yeah.
because he seems very comfortable in life these days. Like with the
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's too comfortable. He's not even bothering to finish higher than 18th these days.
yeah. No, so the point I was, the one other, I suppose, now good point about the race was that like Ferrari's pace seems to genuinely have increased. Like,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
at least on Saturday, at least on the one lap pace, it seemed to be there.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I'm
when
calling
came
it
to the-
they're winning Imola. Ferrari is going to win Imola. Because only one straight. Where is Red Bull going to overtake them?
Yeah, I mean, it could be. The pace differential, though, on those overtakes is crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like,
14
with
I
the
mean, I
15
would
kilometers per
hope
hour, yeah.
that it's not Red Bull because I mean it's kind of becoming like
Yeah.
blah and boring. but, like,
my, how the turntables.
blah and boring because it's them winning. If it was someone else winning, it would be very entertaining.
If it's my favorite food every day, it's no problem. If it's someone else's favorite food every day, that's just unfairness.
That we can't
I mean,
do.
Lewis got unlucky this race, but otherwise
Yeah, he
had
got
a pretty
unlucky with the safety car. He was doing
Yeah,
pretty
but
well,
otherwise
yeah.
he was having a great race. Like he was, I think he
Yeah.
had the measure of Charles in qualifying also. Not Charles, sorry, George in
Yeah.
qualifying as well, and great race pace. And he made some really good overtakes and all on safety car restart and everything. It was good, but like whatever, Mercedes is still like so far off. Mercedes is still
Yeah.
behind. Aston Martin is P2 in the championship right now.
Yeah. But Aston didn't look as good in this race. I mean,
No,
I think
Yeah.
they work well, I think, in tracks that have more medium speed corners, because Baku is it's very fast or it's very slow. There's nothing in the middle at all in Baku. So I think that's why next race, Miami, because there are two sections, at least that for sector 1 is like a very good flowy mid-speed section. Maybe they'll have a bit of pace over there, but you'd expect
Yeah.
Ferrari to be a bit faster there as well. And then those back straight, though,
No, I
they'll
mean,
be just
he-
passing everybody.
though probably you could attribute it to Fernando Alonso's tire management. Though he did seem to get back at Ferrari at
Yeah.
the end of the race.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like what, six tenths by the end of
Something,
it.
yeah. It was very close. Yeah. So
Yeah.
still,
And also
still
they didn't have DRS during qualifying, which was like it's
yeah.
a second off the pace in Baku without
Yeah,
DRS.
yeah.
So, oh, look at Ginny Weasley's conspiracy
Yeah.
theory.
Fernando
Yeah?
wins Miami and Taylor gives out the
Uh-huh.
trophy.
Oh,
Ooh.
Too good. Too
That would be
good.
great.
Too good.
I
Adarsh,
think that
sorry,
probably I
Adarsh
would
wants
love
to
see
know.
that.
There's just a question
Yeah,
here. After how many seasons do you think we'll see three big cars fighting for the championship? At this point?
that's a good one.
2-3 seasons, I think it would take. 2
Okay.
seasons
I
at
think
least.
I think 3, not 2. I don't think we're anywhere near it. I mean, it just doesn't seem like it.
Well, I mean, let's see. Hopefully, by the end of the season, that Red Bull wind tunnel penalty will be like worth something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So hopefully by then it by mid-season race 12 types of what, 23
Yeah,
earlier
long calendar.
earlier 12 race 12 would be like, okay, your 2/3 of the season is done here, you're
Yeah.
pretty much halfway. So still lots of upgrades to come. I don't think Ferrari, Mercedes or Aston have brought any major updates as far as I can tell.
Speaking of upgrades, I brought new iPods, guys. AirPods.
Oh,
No
wow, well
issue.
done.
Yeah,
Well done.
right.
See?
Well
I have
done.
brought upgrades.
Yeah.
I have
Excellent.
brought upgrades. See?
Excellent. So hopefully we'll see
Definitely seem to be
some.
working better.
Yeah. I don't think we'll see any upgrades for Miami for sure. Miami
It's
is
too soon.
just,
Like, I mean,
yeah.
now also, like, we have, I think, in 6 weeks, like 5 races, like back to back to back to back to back. Yeah. So it's crazy.
Also, how about maybe we could just do this thing where instead of putting Miami in the middle of 2 European races, how about we just scrap that race and bring refueling back? You know, like we could just save all that energy and just have different fuel strategies again.
Oh,
What
God.
a complete waste to go to Miami now
Agreed.
and then come back.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
Makes no
so
sense.
dumb. And again, they're going to be doing that. Will they be doing
Monaco
like
and then Canada.
Monaco to Canada?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
sense
yeah.
does this make? It's so pointless.
Yeah. The problem with the American races is that it just fucks up your Monday. Like, I don't know, stay up till like 3 a.m. And these days, I usually sleep by 11:30. So 3 a.m. means that,
Yeah, no. So I have found the solution.
Monday is
Arjun.
gone.
No, Arjun. I have
Also,
found
if it's
the
these kind of races, you're falling asleep literally. Like, I mean,
That's
there's nothing
fair.
even
Yeah,
you're just
What is-
like,
what is the solution?
okay, no.
Yeah. No, but I found, I had mentioned this earlier also. There's a Reddit called Motorsports Replays where perfect spoiler free, you can download nice 4K 60 FPS in the morning.
Oh, really?
And just watch it on your TV.
Please
That's what I've
send
started
me
doing.
that so I can watch from here because I can't get access to F1 TV Pro.
I mean, I'll send you the link for it. You can just download it because I found out the best, even for like football matches and stuff anymore. Like, there's no point staying up till 3 in the morning and getting disappointed. There is a very low hit rate of these 3 a.m. sporting
Yeah, and
events
as
being
a
fucking awesome.
United fan, so
Yeah.
you stay up till 3 to watch Brighton beat you. Like, you stay up to watch Brighton beat you. What is the point?
And I'm genuinely still thinking of just doing it because Kirk said we want Azim live tweets, which is fair. I'm thinking of just live tweeting it 12 hours later. It'll be great. Yeah, so it's a Reddit. So r// motorsports replays. It's very good. And you get everything over there. It's not just F1. You'll get like all your endurance and GT3 and everything.
I mean, it's for many years now, for like decades now. Like I prefer to watch the race live and I'll do unnecessary things to fuck up my life schedule and everything. But more and more, I'm like,
it's just age.
Like,
Wow,
Yeah,
you took
yes.
so
It's
many
so
words to
easy
describe
with,
growing old. So many
with
words.
social
You could have
media.
just said,
Like
"I'm
there's so
old."
many spoilers.
But oh my god,
Yeah,
you
I just stay off. So like I just switch my phone off for
Yeah,
that
but I
little
mean,
while.
it's very difficult unless you watch it the next morning, like the
Ha,
first
correct.
thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the minute you put on your phone, you're like, oh my god, no, don't do it.
Spoilers are like radiation. The more time you spend, the more likely you are to like sort of like get things. You have to be quick.
But actually, even on the way the F1 app is, when you're the F1 TV app rather,
Yeah.
you actually have the option because it doesn't give you spoilers. The app, which is actually very good.
Yeah, you can say watch from
I remember,
start.
yeah, actually, I used to download
yeah,
it.
you can
I
really
used
watch from
I
start.
was downloading for when I like wanted to watch it on flights, but like if you put it on just watch from start, you perfectly nice spoiler free.
Ginny Weasley
So,
said,
it's
"It's
also
not
pretty
that late, only 1 a.m." Ginny, to that all we say is, "Shut up, youth."
Yeah, exactly.
Silent youth. And as a
Only
bonus,
one.
also, did you know that Kentucky has more caves than any other place on earth?
Ah,
No,
they
we
make all
did
the
not
fried
know
chicken there.
that.
Now you do. Now you
They
do.
make all the fried chicken there.
Yes, in the caves. In the caves. That's where the secret recipe.
Yeah. Yeah, you go and see all the
Yeah.
hieroglyphics are just
What
mainly
I like,
them just
yeah.
frying chickens.
Fried chicken, yeah.
This ancient cave art saying Trump was robbed.
Just random Colonel Sanders before there were military ranks.
Maz Kazmi said Red Bull DRS makes the overtakes look like blue flags. Agree with Azim's suggestion of limiting the number of DRS attacks. Thank you,
I'm
Maz,
telling
for
you,
your
man.
chat.
It's
I
gotta happen. They
second
have to
that. I
change
mean-
these rules.
Yeah, I was anyways never a fan of DRS. Like I think even when they launched it, I didn't really like
Yeah,
what it was
it's just
doing to the sport.
taken away from the racing so much, and I think we've
Yeah.
again had that thing like last year sort of solved it with the no dirty air and cars being
Yeah.
able to race closer, but now dirty air is back again, so
Yeah, like
have the
nobody's
same
doing
issue
this, yeah.
of
Brother,
tire
sister,
degradation.
everybody. Yeah. Never mind. Sorry.
Give us some Backstreet Boys.
Do you
trivia
know
here.
that
How was
ever
it?
since Azim used the phrase on the back straight, all I have been doing for the last 10 minutes is trying to not make a pun. Alright? Since then, all I've been thinking is back, straight, back. That's all I've been thinking.
Oh,
Alright.
no.
Unlike Baku, I will say, however, that the Backstreet Boys were amazing. They were very entertaining.
Man, I was so
It was
bummed
the
to miss it.
Backstreet Boys concert that
I
I
know, me
absolutely
too.
hope to see. There were costume changes, there were cringy skits, and it's amazing because they now dance like they're dancing at your sister's Sangeet. So it's great. But the songs are
also
still
underwear
banging.
throwing, right?
There was underwear throwing. There was
What, really?
Yeah. They throw their underwear.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
okay.
throw their underwear. Yeah.
That's
They throw
interesting.
their underwear. It's like they reverse it. And then at the
Fascinating.
end, like for the last 30 minutes, they come out in like full white, and that's when you know they've attained their final form. And like
Oh my
that's when they start dropping all the bangers one after the other. And dude, it was too good.
Yeah.
I was for 2 hours. I was young again, and it was amazing. And it was much better than the race. 100%. Recommend if you had to choose between ever going for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix and a Backstreet Boys concert in your life, I would recommend.
Yeah.
Take the
Hopefully, they
Backstreet Boys
said that
concert.
they're planning to come back to India because apparently
Yeah.
the reception was wild.
It was
Oh,
crazy.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy. It was really great fun.
So
Yeah.
hopefully I'll make it to the next one.
Yeah, it's great fun. You go and you basically, it looks like all their uncles have come instead of them. Okay, it's great. And it's very comforting.
But they still have the young voices. That's what.
They still have.
Yeah.
that-
You know, I had Nick Carter's haircut. Like I actually had, like I was that much of a fan as a
Nice.
kid. The
Wow,
mushroom
nice.
cut.
Like,
And
wow,
my
nice.
sister cut it for me. Imagine
Wow.
like that was the level of fan.
Guys, so this should
know-
tell you how interesting the F1 season is. That the Backstreet Boys discussion has got more enthusiasm on the
A
sideboard.
few years ago, like about 10 or 12 years ago, there was this series of gigs that used to happen in India called Rock in India. And it was headlined by Iron Maiden back in the day.
Yeah.
And like, Megadeth and all these kind of bands. And then one year, for some reason, they changed the programming and Backstreet Boys headlined
Yes.
Rock in India.
Yes, and that
And-
was my snobbish rock face. And I'm like, who are these
Yeah,
people
what-
coming and ruining
what
my
the-
rock?
Yeah, exactly. And I was there at that concert to sort of, articulate for the consumers,
Yeah.
what the experience of watching the Backstreet Boys. Before it was like, now with nostalgia, we're all like,
Yeah.
yeah, Backstreet Boys and everything. At that point in time, it was like, what the fuck? Backstreet Boys are coming to headline this festival that has been headlined by Metallica, with like freaking, Iron Maiden.
I mean, come on. If
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys, Metallica, what's the difference?
Yeah,
here?
so
I think they can just
Any-
make this like one weekend pass. It's Backstreet Boys at Geo Garden, Venga Boys at Phoenix Market City. Just go
Oh
back
my
there to
god.
Oh my God.
Spice Girls,
Yeah.
Spice
Oh
Girls.
my God! I was also at Venga Boys
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Phoenix Market
Yeah,
City,
it was
and it was
Oh.
amazing. I highly
Yeah.
recommend going for shows exclusively and only with other 30 to 40-year-olds. It is so beautiful and respectful and hydrated, and just
Yeah.
it was just you know what?
No BO.
No need. Mosh pit sab theek hai, but I now live for a polite excuse me as you step past.
Yeah. So you are now George Russell.
I am now George Russell.
Yeah, Russell.
George Russell. I dropped my
George
beer
Russell
and I
on
was
the
like, oh, sugar.
Yeah.
It's great, dude. It was amazing. Brian now looks like Will Ferrell playing Brian, so.
Uh,
I'm sorry, but that was my first
Oh,
thought, but he was
shit.
still amazing. But
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Anyway.
Any final thoughts about this weekend before we kick it to the curb
Um,
one last time?
What else do I have? I have Haas bad written. That's all.
Are you sure that's not just a watermark on the note? Like, that just came in the printing.
I was a bit happy for McLaren, which seemed to have an
Yeah,
uptake
yeah.
in form this
Yeah.
weekend. So that was great. And Oscar Piastri seemed to be a little bit more competitive also.
Yeah.
That was
Also,
one
what a
silver lining.
sad weekend for Pierre Gasly.
Oh my god. Poor guy. What is that guy?
man.
Poor Gasly, dude. Like, what is happening?
Poor Gasly.
What Gasly? Like,
Wow.
yeah, what else? Like, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty sad situation. But Alpine in general, like, I mean,
Yeah,
about
wasn't
No.
there.
Yeah.
And with Ocon going full Salman Bhai at the end.
Oh, what was that, dude?
Because he had to
Again.
make his pit stop.
Yeah.
Man. Everyone's like,
yeah.
But also, what were those like media people doing there? Like that was like organizational disaster. Like,
oh, yeah.
like utter and complete organizational disaster that was. Like, you could have had like a very serious
Yeah.
like situation
pretty
there.
nice.
Like, you would have seen what happens when a wing meets an ankle at that speed.
Yeah.
And it would not
Yeah,
have
yeah.
been like pretty at all. Like Seth said,
No.
FIA will find the FIA for this gross violation against the FIA by FIA.
Yeah. That I found was the most hilarious. We're going to investigate ourselves.
Yeah.
Like what? You're going to like put yourself to a lie detector test. Like, how are you going to, like, what is going to happen here?
Mark by Mark
it
Jacobs
was
has
human
decided
error,
that
guys.
Mark Jacobs.
It was human error.
Yeah.
It was human error. Got it. It was human error.
Fair point.
That's the
But I think we
reason
can
Yeah.
we can successfully. You remember when Baku had just started? They had all these signs everywhere that said "Well done, Baku." Remember, I said like "Well done, Baku" on the track. It was like written there, "Well done, Baku," the first year, and like it was just like a little meme-ish and everything. Like this race was like not at all well done, medium rare. I don't know.
There was a
Raw. Raw. In the words of Gordon Ramsay, it's fucking raw.
Yeah.
Wait, was it during the race or quali that there was also there was a cat in
There was
front
a
of
cat.
Leclerc's car?
Yeah, there was a cat.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was during the safety car. Just like what a thing to hear on the radio. There was a cat.
But that was in India also, na, when we had the GP, there were dogs on the track.
I mean, in India,
And those
actually, if
videos
I-
are back.
There you'd explain. I mean, listen, we've had UK races where there's just been random dudes also on the track. So
Yeah.
Last year those guys
Yeah.
like pasted themselves
Yeah,
to
they
the
were-
track or whatever.
Yeah,
those
sitting on,
protesters.
yeah.
this is the stuff we need for entertainment now, guys. This is what's
Yeah.
happening. Ki ek streaker aa jaye to throw a spanner in the works.
The only thing is, like, the problem with Azerbaijan Grand Prix and the national anthem being the most dramatic thing about it, and just in my mind, I'm just like, Azerbaijan. It's just like so like, you know. Such a how is this the lasting memory of what I take away from the 2023 Baku Grand Prix? Is this lady going Azerbaijan, Azerbaijan?
I think, yeah, for me,
I
nothing,
mean,
none.
the woeful nature of also how her last chorus was also sort of coming out with the Azerbaijan should have been indicative of what was to come,
Fair.
perhaps.
Yeah, but we're gonna have Miami now, which will be. I mean, I don't know about the racing, but there'll be some shenanigans or the other happening.
The national
there'll
anthem
be
of
lots of
Miami is also
drama.
Will Smith's Miami.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well done. Yeah. You don't get 5 seconds stop go penalty. You go into the pit lane, you take your helmet off, he slaps you, and then you go away.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
we need some Hollywood in this thing. And speaking of Hollywood in this thing, you guys read
Definitely.
about Brad Pitt going to be
Yeah,
racing.
Brad Pitt is
Yeah.
going to be racing.
They're
Yeah.
registering
Yeah.
an 11th team just to shoot a movie.
Yeah.
Nice. But what if they just decide to race just for the fuck of it? Because they're registered now.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, chal, Brad, tu chala le, no
Yeah.
problem.
So just,
You know,
do it.
in Iron Man 2, okay, there's a scene where they are in Monaco, okay, and Tony Stark is at a lunch or whatever, and he very casually decides, no, I'm going to race the Monaco Grand Prix. And then he
Yeah.
just gets into the car.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, that's so
That's how they
cash,
do
dude.
it. Yeah.
Matlab, what about the feeder series?
So, IPL mein also right now, they brought Kedar Jadhav from the commentary box into the team. Okay? It happens. It happens,
And I was
okay?
like, oh, you know, while these Marvel movies require you to have some sort of distance between, like, you know, the spectacle and what real life is, that I found like the most thing. It's like, no, you can't just go onto the track,
Yeah.
Tony Stark.
No, but then the team will listen. We brought upgrades to Monaco. Okay.
Yeah.
Our upgrade is called Jarvis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see which Major League Baseball player they ask to come and talk to Max Verstappen about pit stop strategy.
I can't wait.
I saw Vin Diesel there already.
Yeah, he's
Like,
filming
really?
some stuff for Fast 10, like some promotional stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, Fast and Furious people are already there.
Already.
Yeah, but
Already
also
good.
I think they've already started all the like the drivers are taking all the stars for drives and all that has already started.
Yeah, F1 driver को मतलब literally driver बना दिया यार. This is what America does.
Just get there. Charles Leclerc from Monaco reaches there in like, chal chuck.
Hey, chal.
Chucky.
Chal. Hey, Max
Make
गाड़ी
it
निकाल,
chal. Nando.
Chandu Norris cannot
Chandu
answer.
Norris.
Oh man.
All right.
Yeah, but what else has happened? Yeah, there's I mean, if for people who care, the F1 23 game has a trailer. I actually got to play the beta as well. There was a closed beta.
Oh,
that
yeah?
happened
Did you
over
play
the
it?
week. Yeah, I did. And I mean,
And how is it?
legally, I am not allowed to say too much, but some improvements for sure in handling.
Do the
I think
cars
they've
feel significantly different from previous years? From like this
they
last
feel
year?
better. The thing, the hope is that they keep them that way because they felt better at the start of F1 22 also. Then they were like, no, we
Yeah.
need to make little arcade again.
Yeah.
But thankfully, there's a few things like curbs and all are better, so that's good. I think from basis the trailer, they're introducing red flags into this game.
Oh.
So there'll be a red
And
flag
did you
every
play the Vegas
three
track?
laps now. No, they didn't have that available. I think they had the Silverstone, Bahrain, and actually those are the only two tracks that I did. So yeah, and of course they do have VR support and all the regular stuff. So I mean that's pretty standard for since last year they've had VR. So yeah. And as Ginny Weasley asked, Maths wale sir nahi aayenge. Maths wale sir has had
Maths
a
wale
significant
sir has-
personal
for which he will not be present.
Personal upgrade.
Personal upgrade.
he has brought major upgrades to Miami.
Yes. So, but we'll let him tell you about them.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts?
I don't know. Do we want to do predictions for this race, or
No,
what's
it's
the
too
even the
early.
point?
It's
No,
too
we'll
early.
do predictions on
After
WhatsApp,
FP, on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
You
fair
already
point.
made it. You threw it down there already. Not for this race though. You threw down for Imola already.
Imola, I have put
Imola,
Yeah,
Ferrari
Imola,
win.
he's thrown out.
He's
Yeah.
already thrown
Ferrari
out.
win. Yeah.
It's like Azim has gone into options and futures only directly. In our prediction. Stayed
Yeah.
in futures
But
market.
yeah.
Very good. But
Not much to do. But
yeah.
speaking of Imola, we are the Indian racing community, which I do all my racing with. We have signed up for the Apex Online Racing, which is the premier sim racing league worldwide. We've signed up for the Endurance Championship. We have 3 entries from India.
Wow. Cool.
One is in tier 1, and the other second team that I'm in, we're in tier 2. So we are going to be doing teams of 3 to 4 drivers doing 9 to 12 hour sim races. Which is going
The
to
good
be
life, as they call it.
intense. Yeah, so
The good life.
so I think 13th is Imola, 13th May.
Yeah.
So if you are not doing anything for 9 hours, you can tune in at any point and watch us. I'll be streaming all of it on Twitch, and there's an official stream as well. So yeah.
Amazing. Best of luck, dude.
Yeah,
All the
fantastic.
best.
Anybody else have any more announcements to make?
No.
I mean, I have a ton of shows
Yeah. Okay, go for
Are
it.
you ready? It'll take like 3 minutes. No,
Go for
but so tomorrow Bangalore is sold out. So if you are coming for tomorrow's show, be careful because we have a certain somebody who's doing a rally in Bangalore, so there may be traffic. And by rally, I don't mean like dirt rally, like rally. We have to clarify this on a motorsports podcast. Next week, Mumbai is 13th at the Habitat. Singapore on the 20th and Thailand on the 21st. Singapore is with Anirban Dasgupta and Sonali Thakkar. Will be super fun. The links for all these things are in my Instagram bio. And then there's Delhi 27th, 28th. 9th is Kolkata, 11th is Hyderabad. That's all I have planned for now.
That's
Alright.
it? That's it,
That's it.
really?
That's it. Yeah. And
That's
some
June,
fine.
yeah,
racing
18 June, 18 June,
as well.
Pune, 18 June, Pune also. Yeah, that's all.
Very good. Sherry Shroff, any announcements?
The only announcement I have is that I'm in Langkawi and this
Very
is not
good.
my house.
Arjun S. Ravi, do you have any announcement?
Please go to Azim shows.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
and also
go to
no,
Azim shows.
hello. We could and should and might be having something fun
Oh, yeah,
happening
yeah,
as a
yeah.
live event on 4th June. So
Oh yeah, so yeah.
keep an eye out for
keep
that.
an eye
There
out.
should be,
Yes.
if you're in Mumbai and particularly in the car area, we might have something fun on the 4th of June.
Yes. So yeah, that's it.
It'll be fun.
All right. And the only other thing I have to announce is that Point Nemo is the most remote place on Earth in the Pacific Ocean. It is over 1,000 miles
Oh.
from land in any direction. So, you know, if you want to know
What
what
a
my
great
dream
nugget.
vacation spot is. And with that, we come to the end of the Sidepod. We will see you at some point next week, depending on how thrilling or boring the Miami race is, either early or late in the week.
Yes.
And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for joining us. On that note,
See you.
ta-da, bye-bye.
Bye.
Azerbaijan.